Hey everybody, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Oh, hope you don't get sick on that one. I'm back! My goodness gracious. It feels like it's been forever since I've been here. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to get my laptop set up so I can see what's going on. How is everybody this week? It's been hot here, but that's the way it's going to be for the next 3 or 4 months around here. It just isn't normally that hot in June or in May here. So, hi Beth, I see you this morning. Thanks for joining me. So today we are playing with the May Paper Pumpkin Kit. It's called Batter Up. If anybody is looking to get the kit, I know you can't buy it from Stampin' Up, but I have a couple extra available. Just reach out and I'll get you hooked up. Anyway, what a cute kit this is. Granted, they are all cute, but this one kind of touched my heart because most of you know that I am a baseball lover and my kids played softball and just so stinking cute. It's the die cuts that really got me. It has these cute little embellishments, twine, this cute stamp set, which of course we're going to be using. And now the kits come with, when they come with dimensionals, they'll be our regular dimensionals in a full sheet, because I know the ones in the past weren't up to the same quality, so they've changed it. They listened to all our rants and raves on the dimensional issue. And the ink spot this month is Night of Navy. It came with bubble gum. I only have one piece left because Charlie was here yesterday, so you know who got that. And I was a little leery because when you listen to it, it sounds pretty hard. But I told him, I says, you be really careful with that at first because I don't want you to break a tooth. Your mom will kill me. And he says, Nana, don't worry about it. You just got to suck on it for a minute. So he got the other 2 pieces that came in the kit. And then the envelopes have this really cute striped lining, kind of a vintage baseball theme to it. And I'll show you the card bases. Let's see. Maybe. These are the die cuts that come with it. Not that sheet, obviously, but this sheet. Baseball, home plate. And doesn't that look like one of the old-fashioned baseball cards? Couple of bats, and these are layers that I didn't use on it. Let's see, I'm looking for the card bases. They might be across the way. Oh no, never mind, forget what I said. Here's one of the bases, and then the other one is this cute striped one. And of course I'm cutting them up like I always do. Oh, here's one too. I didn't see this one. Leave it to me to only grab the top 2 card bases. Oh well. So there's that. We're going to need one of those. We're going to need that. And I'll show you what we're doing today. I'll set this aside. Okay, so this looks very similar to the card that's on the instructions in the kit. And I will tell you too, they are now printing the instructions in not only in color, but they're bigger, so those of us with old eyes can see everything now. But anyway, I cut my card base up and I made this, and we're going to create this cute little treat holder. It is let's see if I can get this. I tied this in well, I don't want to undo this yet, but it is a Ghirardelli. The little minis are in there. Since I only had one piece of bubble gum left in my kit, I didn't want to just make a treat holder for a piece of bubble gum. But I also want to show you this adorable little scrap page I made. Sounds like Charlie. I actually cased my good friend Carol Hickman. I was watching her alternate Paper Pumpkin Facebook Live, and she did a page this is based on her. She started with a Night of Navy piece to create the diamond, and I just took it from there and changed it up. I used one of the bases, or the home plate, for my title, and there's 2 of the die cuts. This is the stamp that's in the set, and I stamped, of course I had to go with giants, right? I stamped the hat black ink, the Memento black ink on pumpkin pie cardstock, and then I fussy cut it. I cut 3 of the bases. Excuse me, hang on, let me grab my water. Allergies are still running rampant. Okay, so I cut the bases out of just basic white. They're 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, and I sponged them with some smoky slate ink. And then I layered my picture. Cute little Charlie. I think he was about just a little over a year old. Excuse me. And I layered him on a piece of pumpkin pie. The diamond is basic black, and it's cut at 8.5 by 8.5. These are glued right to the card base, but I popped the hats up with dimensionals. That's one of the little tags from the kit. Now I use pumpkin pie ink for the sentiment here, and I actually created the grandson by masking. I think it's grandpa is the sentiment on it. So I masked the paw off and put in son, and you can see he's wearing, let's see if I can get this in the shot, he's wearing a Buster Posey little t-shirt. And then to go with the black and the orange, I took our little dots that are here and I colored them with the dark basic black blends and the pumpkin pie. I colored the red ones to make the black, and then these were the yellow ones. Now, I will say you have to put on quite a few layers to get the color you're looking for, but I thought it worked just fine. So there's my scrap page. Let me give you the measurements for today's card and treat holder. And if you choose to shop, I still have this host code open. I'm going to be closing this at the end of the week. You'll be able to go to scrapsbysissy.com, and I'll have all the measurements for the projects today on my blog post that I'm still in the process of working on. Charlie and I had too much fun yesterday. And then you can use this host code to shop, and any $40 or more order placed with this is going to get a free surprise in the mail from me. So here are the measurements for our card. It's cut, I have a smoky slate card base cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of real red that's cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then this piece here is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. My inside layer is the back side of that card base, and you're going to use it all, and it's cut at 3 3/4 by 5, as is the front of the card base. And then this is the envelope. Remember I told you the envelopes came striped. I just had to stamp the flap on it. Now my treat holder is a piece of real red cardstock, and it's cut at 2 3/4 by 7 1/4, and it's scored at 3, 3 1/2. Originally it was scored at 6 3/4, but when I was prepping my other piece, I also hit the 6 1/2 inch, and I think it's going to fit the chocolates a little better. So we'll check that out here in a minute. And then again, I use the card base front and back. The flap and the inside flap piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 1/2, and this little bitty piece here is 3/8 by 2 1/2. So let's get started today. So how is everybody actually? I know it's been so hot around here, and yes, Reading tends to be hot, but holy cow, I don't expect it to be this hot in May. How about you? Oof. Oh well, it's getting us ready for summer. Okay, so we'll start first by gluing this piece onto my real red, and then we're going to do the cheater method with the twine. I'm just gonna we're off to a good start, aren't we? Let me grab my trimmer. As you can tell, I've been on vacation. We're not quite there yet. Good Lord. All right, so this should be cut at 3 3/4, not 4. All right, bless her heart. She tries so hard. And now we're stuck to the, there we go. She really does know what she's doing. All right, so we'll glue this onto the Real Red layer. And then we're going to add some adhesive to the back. And we're going to take the twine from the kit. Which, where did I put my box? Oh, it fell to the floor. That's okay, I've got twine here. We can use this. So, you see I have the 2 pieces of adhesive back there, and I'm just going to lay that in the adhesive and wrap it around like so. And then we're going to trim that there. Ooh, gonna make a lot of noise too while we're at it. And then trim that there. And we'll glue this to our card base. Just like so. Let's move this out of the way and clean up before we even get started. I'm gonna lay that on the card base like that. Now we're gonna take our little baseball card. Just gonna pop him out, and we're gonna add him to that layer. And then we'll add some of these dimensionals. And I'm super excited that they're the normal dimensionals now. So see, Stampin' Up! Does listen to us when we complain, rant and rave, and make our requests known. So we're just, oh, I should tell you, you see how there's this little sunburst pattern here? To keep it centered in your card, when you go to trim this, you want to trim, and I didn't really do it when I did this, but on your card, you're going to trim an 1/8 of an inch on both the top and the bottom and on each side so that it keeps this somewhat centered. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, so we've attached that, and now we're going to create a double bow. And I'm just going to tie a quick little bow, maybe. When I'm by myself, these come together really quickly. And there we go. Now hold the knot so you can pull the legs and center your bow like that. And now we're going to add a mini glue dot. And yes, there were some in the kit that I'm just going to use from my stash here. That's one nice thing about creating, tying your, or adhering your baker's twine on the back and not tying while it's attached. That way you can put your bow anywhere you want and facing any way you want and get it right where you want it. So now we're going to take a couple of these cute little enamel dots. We're going to add them. And our card front's done. Isn't that quick? So now we'll do our stamping, and it's a photopolymer set. So we're going to get out our Stampin' Pierce mat. Now this is a little bit different than our basic white, so the ink kind of looks a little bit darker. That's okay. So we're going to, which one did I use? I used You're the Greatest of All Time. And that way you can stamp whoever you want on it. And this is a pretty big stamp, so you're going to want to attach it at an angle on your block. And then we're going to use Real Red. I'll ink it up. And we will stamp it right there. Okay, and next we're going to stamp the dad. You could stamp grandpa, son, uncle, friend, but we're going to do dad. And we're going to stamp it right in that little space right there using our Knight of Navy. We're going to stamp him right there. Cute, huh? And like I said, you can see it's a little bit darker than normal on our basic white. That's okay. You'll feel the difference when you handle the cards. Oh, you know what we almost forgot? We almost forgot the little hat. Can't forget the hat. We're going to use Smoky Slate. And we'll stamp it off so it's a little bit lighter. So you want just a hint of that hat. There, isn't that cute? Alright, that card is done. We'll do the envelope right quick. As soon as we find the envelope, I have it sitting here somewhere. Or maybe not. We'll get one out of the kit. Right here. And it's probably sitting right here. You all probably see it, huh? Bless her heart. Alright, so we'll stamp this guy off. And we'll add some real red. And our hat is done. Envelope is decorated. No naked envelopes, right? Okay, we'll set that aside. So there, now our cards are done. And we'll work on our little treat holder. Wasn't sure what I was going to do even with the, even had I been using some of the bubble gum. And of course, Pinterest is our friend at all times whenever you are having any kind of a mojo issue. It's amazing what you can find on there. Okay, so we're going to start by gluing these to the front. And we're just going to attach him right here. And this little guy is going to go, and hopefully he fits really well. There we go. And he does. Good. We have a visitor. Everybody tell Larry hi. He just walked in. Say hi. He's not going to say anything. Okay, so now we're going to stamp You're the Best. Oh, I chased him off. He didn't even stay. We're going to stamp this in red, just like we did on the card. I can get this open. Put our little guys here. And we're going to stamp him up here at the top. There. And then we're going to go with Dad again because we're going to give this to Dad. And we're going to use Knight of Navy. We're going to stamp him down here, being we have a lot of space here. And that's it for our stamping. Move that out of the way. So we're going to glue this in here. He's going to go on the inside of the top of the flap. Like that. I'm going to add a couple of strips of adhesive, like so. And see, even my Ghirardellis match our color scheme. Put him in here like this. This is going to fold up over the top. And yes, that ½ inch or that ½ inch that I scored on this one works better to keep it closed. So that was a good mistake I did yesterday. Never mistakes. So I'm going to leave quite a bit of tail here. I can get this. Wrap this around. I want a little bit longer tail there. Come back around like this. We're going to cut him here. That twine, that spool of twine is actually some I have left over from the snail bundle suite of product. Okay, this isn't very, let's make sure this is kind of even so that we can make our bow. I found that it's much easier to tie this in a knot to keep the closure secure, so that when you go to tie your bow, it's easy to tie the bow, plus it keeps the treat holder shut. Okay, there we go. You want this pulled all the way over here. Oops. Of course it's live, so it's not going to work right the first time. Goodness gracious. Hang tight, everybody. Of course it's not going to work the first time. Why would that happen? Alright, we'll try again. Okay, so I've got this pulled tight. Flip this over. This really wasn't that difficult yesterday, and even Charlie was sitting here, so I should be able to do this now. Alright. Pull that, hold your finger there, and then tie your knot. There we go. There we go. All right, see, I was able to do it. Now I'll tie my bow. And that's exactly why I didn't open up the other candy, because you'd have to cut it since you tied it in a knot. All right. Okay, we're going to go with that. Now we're going to take one of the bats and the All-Star. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive back here. I am going to attach my bat like so, and a couple of those dimensionals. We're going to add it, since it's at an angle, this way it'll straddle the twine. Oops, hang on, it's not at an angle, that's what's wrong. Wow. You can tell I'm out of practice. Let's move this bow over a little bit. Close enough. There we go. There's the bow. Trim his little legs. And then we'll add a couple of those cute little red dots. And we are done. Thank goodness, huh? That's painful to watch. Okay, there's our little treat holders and our 2 cards, and we are done. Even decorated the envelopes. So I thank you for stopping by and spending time with me this morning, even though I'm a hot mess like I normally am. Maybe it's a little more so today. Anyway, if you decide to shop with me, I'd appreciate it. Again, you'll go to scrapsbysissy.com. I got to finish today's blog post, and I'm also going to include all the measurements to Charlie's scrap page, and I'll have links to my online store. And I hope you have a great Thursday. Keep cool during this little bitty heat wave we got going. We got some 80s in our forecast, so that's good. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.